It's from the Competent Communication Manual, Project 10, Inspire Your Audience. It's an 8 to 10 minute speech. Bob Ransome, Soldiers for Life, the story of Harry and Donna. Soldiers for Life, the story of Harry and Donna, Bob Ransome.
Harry was a soldier's soldier, the recipient of 2 Purple Hearts in the war in Vietnam. He was a hero to many. However, when Harry came home, he was fighting another war, a war with himself and with anybody else who crossed his path. Harry's story is one of violence and extreme emotional pain on a rugged and rocky road to self-discovery. Harry's road was a road seldom taken by anybody ever. I met Harry the day he hired me to be his criminal defense lawyer. Harry was charged with felony assault, breaking someone's head open with a pool cue in the latest of his many drunken bar fights. There was no defense to the charge. Harry was very guilty. As I reviewed his criminal history, page after pitiful page, I was astonished by one fact. No judge had ever put Harry in prison. He had received chance after chance after chance. Therapy after therapy for alcoholism and PTSD. He had failed every time. I asked him one question. I said, Harry, how have you avoided going to prison? He looked at me, and from somewhere deep behind sad and sunken eyes, he barely whispered, sympathy, my 2 Purple Hearts. I said, well, Harry, the judge that's going to sentence you is the toughest sentencing judge in Colorado. He's real smart, but he can't even spell sympathy. You are going to prison. The only question is for how long? I dug deep into Harry's history, trying to find something, anything that might help alleviate the sentence that I knew he was going to receive. Harry was raised to be a warrior. His great-great-grandfather, great-grandfather, grandfather, father, and brother, or uncle, were all heroes in the army, winning medals in war. So, Harry, following the family tradition, enlisted in the army. He lied about his age, and at 17 years old found himself in the jungles of Vietnam carrying a rifle. On his first patrol, there was an ambush. Men all around him were killed. Harry was wounded. He was patched up, and then rather than go home, he volunteered to go back into the jungle and fight again to ensure that his photograph and medals would be on that wall. Sure enough, it did not take long. Harry was in another firefight. This time, friends on either side of him were literally blown to bits. Harry was wounded again. This time, sent home to start down the road to ruin. It turns out that Harry was one of the most lost souls I've ever met. We appeared in front of the sentencing judge some days later. The prosecutor asked for many years in prison due to his long criminal history and failure at every therapy. The judge asked me, Mr. Ransome, is there anything you would like to say on behalf of your client? I said yes and made the following statement. Your Honor, we agree that on paper, Harry deserves to go to prison. He has failed every therapy and he has a long criminal history. We recognize that. But, Your Honor, what I learned about Harry just a few days ago may cause you to rethink the sentence that you are contemplating. I then told the judge exactly what Harry told me about how he came out and became himself in my office. I concluded my statement by saying, Your Honor, I am not asking you to give Harry another chance. Rather, I am asking you to give this person, now standing by my side, a first chance. And I told the judge what Harry had said in my office. He said, Bob, I'm going to tell you something I've never told anybody. I'm a girl. I was born a girl. I'm trapped in a boy's body. Oh. So I told the judge, please, Your Honor, give this person not another chance, but a first chance to prove that knowing herself and becoming who she really is the only therapy she has ever needed. I do not believe you will see this person in court ever again. The judge's reputation for not having any sympathy may have been true, but he did have compassion. Harry walked out of that courtroom a free person, and I never saw Harry again. About 7 years later, a lady walked into my office wearing a cute print dress. Her warm and genuine smile was matched only by the sparkle in her eyes. I stared at her. Do I know you? She said, Bob, it's Harry. I am Donna now. We hugged, laughed, and cried. It turned out that Donna was a pioneer in the now world-famous sex change operations performed in Trinidad, Colorado. She had been a model citizen since that day in my office when she became herself. As Donna walked out of my office, I thought, there goes a soldier's soldier, fighting in and losing one war, fighting another war her whole life to become herself. And then I thought, now she's fighting another war, only this time, I hope it's a war we are all fighting by her side. For that is the war against hatred, prejudice, and judgment of others for anything, including sexual identity. In that war, Donna was once again on the front lines, a true and heroic soldier for life. Mr. Toastmaster, Madam Toastmaster.
This is why I chose this book.
Yeah.
Please take a minute and write your notes for Bob Ransome.
We have the same story.